Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Dennis. So today we're going to show you how to get files for your 3D printer. How to get them, what to do with them, and then get them ready for printing. And then I'll show you a couple of things that I have printed. I've actually printed a whole lot, but I'm going to show you a couple of my favorites and my most recent. And go from there and see if you think this is something maybe you want to get into. So far I've been having a lot of fun with it. It may be sometimes not so much fun because not everything always works right the first time, and it's definitely a learning experience, but I definitely recommend it. I might move on actually to a resin printer as well for more fine, small, detailed work. Something to consider if you don't think you want to deal with this, but there's a lot more work with the resin printer, so just be aware of that as well. So let's have a look. Okay, so the first thing we're going to start off with is how to get our files, where to find some things, and you can pay people who have already designed this, that do it for a living, to get those files so that you can print them. But there's a lot of places you can get things for free. One of them is the one I've got right up on the screen here called Thingiverse. So Thingiverse is digital designs for physical objects. So if you click on that, it's going to take you to a website. And this website has anything you can think of. You can search it out up here, find whatever you want, and you're good to go. So one of the things I'm going to check on, let's see, let's click on this flush granuled container. Oh, maybe you want a bunch of containers or something. If you click on that file, it's going to come up. Now it's going to see three files, three things files. All right, so basically three files. So, because they're all different sizes and you got the covers. So when you click on that, you're going to have it come up. You can click download all, or maybe you just want the tall one, whatever it is. In my case, I'm just going to do the tall one for now. I'm going to click download. Okay, so this is the start of getting things that you want to print and everything like that. I'm going to show you how to do this. So you're going to download it. It's going to go to your default downloads folder. All right. It's right here, and if I click on that, it's going to open up Ultimaker Cura. Now this is the free software that comes with your program. It's going to place it for you, show you how it's going to print. Now, if you don't have this set up, or you're doing it for the first time, you can go in here, add a printer. So let's go add a printer. I'm going to go non-Ultimaker printer, or maybe you have an Ultimaker. If you do, choose that. If I choose that, I can go add a non-network printer, and then you can go down here and you can choose whatever it is, whatever kind you have. Like mine is Mingda, so I go down to where it says Mingda. Click that arrow, and mine's the Mingda Magician Max, which is the one you're seeing on screen. There's a Pro, there's a Magician X, all different versions of that product. And then you can just click on Add, and then you'll get what's on the screen, which is yours up here. Now, one of the things I want to mention is there's different qualities of print. So for the resolution, so you can click on standard quality, 0.2 millimeters. Click over here, and you can go down to 0.12. All right, or you can go low quality and go 0.28 if you want to print it faster. But just you don't really care what it looks like. Okay, these are all just things you can do. You can do infill, or you can have no infill. Sometimes with vases, you don't want an infill. You don't want a bunch of stuff on the inside. That's just what you want. All right, so you have to keep that in mind. Shell thickness. Now, as you hover over these, you'll see how it tells you what each one of them does. Support. Okay, generate structures to support parts of the model. Okay, they overhang on the outer parts of it, and during the print, afterward you can take them off, or however you choose to do it. Right? Things to keep in mind. I've used it, not a big fan, but it is there and it does serve a purpose. So these are all just different things you can do. You can choose your infill. You can make it 20%. You can make it more. Depends on what you want to do with it. All right. Now, when you've got what you want to print, now you have to do what's called slicing. So it has slice down here. Now I do recommend using either a hub with your SD card in it, or in my case I've got a USB. Click on slice, and then it's going to offer to save it to your removable disk, and then it'll let you eject it so you can take that out, put it in your printer. Okay, I'm not going to do that right now. So what if you want to do something more with this? Okay, so you can click on here. You have the option to move it, scale it to make it bigger, and rotate. Oops, sorry, fly there. And so here gives you a bunch of options. You can turn it, depends how you want to look at it on the screen. You can flip it upside down. I don't recommend that, because printing into the air means it's probably not going to work. All right. Just think, I don't even know why some of these are even there, because it's not going to print very well. Touching the surface of the, like touching the bed, touching it so that it makes contact and then prints on its way up is the recommended. Okay, if you're connected to your 3D printer, you can click on monitor. It'll give you a whole bunch of stats with more stuff that you can do, including for the first layer. So when it first starts printing, it might have what's called a raft. Like, see this darker spot here? So that part there helps it to adhere to the surface of the bed better. All right? And then it's going to print everything else on top of it. It's going to give you the ability to watch, see how long it's going to take, all that kind of good stuff. You can preview it, everything like that, and of course prepare it. Now, when you slice it, it will tell you how long it's going to take to print. Right? That's something that you should be aware of as well. The nozzle on my 3D printer is a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. You can change that and go down as far as 0.1. Right? You can choose your material, nozzle size. So if you have a smaller nozzle, you can tell it, oh, look, I've only got a 1, or which is bigger than, of course, a 0.4, or I've got a 0.2. or a 0.3, which are of course smaller than the one that's there. The default is 0.4, in case anybody's wondering. There's different material types. All right, you choose the one that you're using, or just use generic. That's just something more I wanted to show you. So you got your file. You can download Cura. That comes free with your 3D printer. So you want to install it wherever you're going to use it at. Go find the files on Thingiverse, All Things 3D, and there's all kinds of other places. You can even buy your design from some places and just pay them, and because you don't want to design it yourself, but somebody's taking the time to do it, you can buy it from them for a couple bucks if you want to. I have not yet done that, but it's something to consider. And once you've done it, you slice it, you create a G code. And once you've created that G code, you're good. So I'm just going to quickly show you on my USB. Find it. So there's what it's going to look like. Now, the MMM, so is Mingda Magician Max. And flush container, tall, and the .gcode, so G code. That's the file that it created. That's the file that your 3D printer is going to recognize and be able to print for you. All right? So you take a USB stick out, put it into your 3D printer where it goes, and have fun printing. And there's lots of other sites out there as well. And just have fun exploring, doing your searches, things like that. And you should overall just have fun. If you don't like this, you want to print something else, let's go back. And just type in whatever you want to search. Maybe you're a big Star Trek fan. It'll come up with phasers that you can print, logos, the communicators, you know, all those different things. You can print them out, have fun. You can paint them. A lot of the ones done in PLA in particular, you can paint. The United Federation of Planets. This is a Starfleet Command coaster. I've done that, and it looks fantastic, actually. I didn't do it in blue, which I should have. I did it in more like a gray, but the blue would definitely have been better. All right, just choice of colors is everything. It can make it look better. Just, it's all personal preference, really. So one of the things with your printer that you'll recognize right away is there's some stringing going on. It's not uncommon, it happens, but that's just the way it works sometimes. And you can speed it up, slow it down, sometimes you'll get better results, sometimes it's just the filament. This is a toothbrush holder. So one of the things I want to show you is you can buy this to help you pry it up. It's not really that great. Or you can buy like a scraper, right? You have a blade on one end and it's plastic on the other, so if you're afraid of hurting yourself, you can use the other. All you got to do to lift it up, and it adheres to the bed really good sometimes, other times not so much. You just put it under the lip. Now I've let this cool, so it makes it a lot easier, but when it's warm, you're better off to wait a little bit and then do this afterward. So what happens is by doing this, it helps you to loosen it off the plate. Because if it adheres to the plate too much, what's going to happen is, well, it could actually break the glass. It doesn't happen that often, I don't think, but at least not in my experience so far. But just be aware that it could happen. And now, just that little bit of plying, see how it is? It's coming off, but it's done it pretty darn good. And there, now it's off. So we can see 2 toothbrushes going to go in there. And see what I mean by the how the hair is there, like little strings. So you can simply buy a little kit. It'll help you deburr it, wipe out all of there. And of course this back piece is going to peel right off. All right. Most of them come off pretty easy. And then you'll be able to take this, clean it all out to get down to the end result that you're looking for, which is a toothbrush holder. What if you don't want a toothbrush holder? What if you want an event? Well, let me show you something else. So instead of a toothbrush holder, maybe you want something for Halloween. Now the cool thing about this is it's hollow. So you can get one of those little tea lights, and then when you put it underneath of it, this will all light up. And it actually has a really good effect. So, a couple of different things you can print. Alright everybody, so that's the video. Very quick, just showing you some of the places you can find things. How to change them into the format you need for your printer. How to get the software. So, you get the free software called Cura. Now, it's Ultimaker Cura. And then you have to add a printer. So you want to do that first before you start trying to get files, because you want to have it ready, and it comes on your SD stick when you get it. So you just have to put that in your computer with your USB hub or however you want to do it, so that you can install it on the computer you want to use for doing everything. All right, that's going to let you get all your files and manipulate them and save them and all that, and get them ready to put them on your 3D printer like I just showed you, and you can go from there. Anyway, so that basically shows you everything you need to know to get started and get going on printing stuff. I look forward to myself with the toothpaste or toothbrush holder and a little ghost for Halloween. I'm going to have a little candle light or tea light, they call it, in there, and it makes the eyes glow and everything, so it's going to be kind of cool. And just enjoying what I've printed. And you get a lot of prints out of just one roll, so don't go crazy buying more than one unless you think you're going to print like tons and tons. And even if you are printing tons and tons, you only need one unless you want multiple different colors. So just be aware of that. Save yourself a lot of money. I got kind of crazy and bought a whole bunch of them, and I really didn't need to. But I'm still going to use them, so they'll get used over time. So anyway, if you like the video, hit that like, give me a thumbs up. If you have questions, put them in the comments. I've learned a lot over the last period of time since I first got this. So I probably can answer a lot of your questions. And if I can't, well, then I'll just tell you I can't. But there's a lot to learn. I'm still spending hours every day reading about all the different things I can do. I've just recently used a program called TinkerCAD. Now, TinkerCAD will let you take designs that you've already got. Maybe there's something wrong with it. Sometimes people don't have the best designs in there. But you can manipulate it with that program, and it's free as well, to make it better. And that's the design of 3D printing, so you can create your own stuff as well. All right. So anyway, if you're new here, think about subscribing. Hit that bell for notifications. And of course, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll see you next time.